October 24th, 1863. Dearest Anne, I encountered a rebel forager yesterday, which was quite a shock being so far behind the banks of the Potomac. I'm sorry to say that the man opened fire upon me, and it was my duty to kill him. I have arrived in the town of Burkittsville, Maryland, which is where my company is currently quartered. I have not yet met my new commanding officer, as he is a busy man, but I am waiting to report to him now, which has given me a moment to jot down these words.
Come in, Lieutenant.
Lieutenant Robert McNichol, reporting as ordered, sir.
Sit down, soldier. I understand you ran across a Confederate soldier yesterday outside of town.
Yes, sir. He was foraging for food.
Yes, I've gotten quite a few reports of rebel foragers from farms all over the county. The enemy sends in small teams like this from time to time to find food and supplies, and disrupt our communications whenever possible. I believe there's a small unit of maybe 8 to 10 men operating out of the woods, not far from town. That way they can conceal their movement and gather up the supplies they've been stealing before heading back for Virginia.
If you know where they are, why don't you just send a unit in after them?
That's why I need you, Lieutenant. Now, I'm sorry to have to do this to you so soon after your arrival, but you're the only combat-experienced officer I have right now, and we've got to put an end to these raids.
With all respect, sir, I was hoping to get a break from combat out here. My unit was wiped out at Gettysburg, and
I'm well aware of your record, Lieutenant. Listen, I get all kinds of troops assigned here, from down-home farm boys who don't know which end of a rifle to point at the enemy, to men who've seen way too much of the horror of war, like yourself. But I have to do the best I can with what I've got. Washington just can't afford to send any troops out here to track down a single rebel foraging unit, so we have to take care of them ourselves. And you're the only officer I have right now who isn't a green volunteer or useless at commanding men.
I know, sir, but it...
But nothing. I've seen your record, and you know how to lead men. Right now, I need a man like you, and I am giving you a direct order to take a small group and find those rebels. Now, Lieutenant, are you going to refuse this order?
No, sir. You can count on me. When do I leave?
Immediately. I've taken the liberty of selecting some men for you. They're waiting for you outside. They're good men, Lieutenant. 2 of them combat veterans, and a 3rd local man who's been stationed here about a year. Mosley's his name, and he should be able to tell you a bit about the local terrain. Your orders are to take your men and head toward the forest along the main road, crossing in when you meet Tappy Creek East. Find the rebels, report their strength, and avoid direct engagements if you're outnumbered. Otherwise, use your own discretion in confronting and eliminating any raiders you encounter. Any questions, Lieutenant?
Can you tell me about my men, sir?
Corporal William Newhouse is the ranking enlisted man, and the one with the greatest experience. He's a good shot, and an accomplished woodsman from Wisconsin. His unit was decimated at Chickamauga a few weeks back, so he hasn't been here long. Private Moore is a veteran of Gettysburg, like you, but he was with an artillery battery that arrived the last day of the battle, and didn't see much action. His unit was transferred a few weeks ago to fight out west with Grant, but somehow he got himself transferred here. He's got an uncanny sense of self-preservation that might come in handy. The final man, Mosley, as I said, has been stationed here for about a year. No combat record, but he knows the local area, and should be able to help you get to know the lay of the land.
You the new lieutenant they assigned us?
I'm Lieutenant McNichol of Syracuse, New York. I've been assigned as your commanding officer.
I'm Private Mosley, sir. I'm originally from Rockville, but I was assigned here.
I'm Private Moore, sir, but you can call me Skunk. They call me that because I can sniff out trouble from a mile away.
I always thought it was because you stink.
And you are?
Corporal Newhouse. I was with the 15th Wisconsin at Chickamauga a few weeks back. Then they pulled those of us who survived that battle back here, born in Ohio. Moved to Wisconsin to try my hand at mining.
And where are you from, Private Moore?
I'm from Pennsylvania, sir. Philadelphia.
Well, gentlemen, it seems that a band of rebels are operating out of the woods nearby, and they need us to root them out. Our orders are to track them down and capture them if we can, or shoot them if we can't. Gather up your field kits and meet back here in 1 hour to move out. Private Moore?
Call me Skunk, sir.
Private Skunk, see if you can arrange for us to acquire some dried beef and fresh vegetables to take with us. I don't intend on eating beans and hard bread tonight.
Yes, sir. I'll see what I can do.
Mr. Lazarus, are you okay? Are you okay? Thought I was gonna lose you for a moment there.
I'm sorry. I think I was just caught up in a memory.
Well, like I was telling you, the townsfolk of Burkittsville are prone to getting caught up in the hysteria of the local legends. Now, what's your involvement with the Weavers, if you don't mind my asking?
Mrs. Weaver took me in. I was hurt and I needed help. She asked me to find Robin in return. She seems to think I'm the only one that can find her. Curious woman, that Mrs. Weaver. She's convinced that the search party is doomed. She put the fear of God in me.
Yeah, she has that effect on people. Her whole family seems to be aware of things the rest of us aren't. Even little Robin seems to have some sort of unnatural affinity for those woods. Her son was like that too, before he died, and they say her mother was even more attuned to the spirits, but I didn't know her. Died in childbirth, I believe. I think they're just folks who are good at telling stories and amusing people around the campfire.
I witnessed it myself. When I was a kid, a girl I knew named Robin Weaver disappeared in the woods.
What happened to her?
She eventually made her way back to town.
And?
Oh, it wasn't what happened to her that scared me. Heck, it still scares me now. This might sound silly, but I'd rather not tell the story at night.
Where do you think the little girl is?
That girl is a bit rambunctious, and no doubt she's having a grand adventure out there.
They wandered off.
Okay, so
And
she
she
wandered
got
off.
lost.
Has she disappeared before?
Never for this long, but she's run off into the woods before, that's for sure. She's even claimed to have talked with Miss Kedward.
Kedward?
The infamous Wood Witch of Blair. And people say she haunts those woods, talking to them in a mysterious voice and appearing as a ghostly apparition of an old woman. People around here believe she prowls the woods, stealing little girls. They even say her ghostly arm rose up from Tappy Creek East and snatched a little girl named Eileen Trickle back in 1824. Most likely it was just careless parents not watching their child closely enough. Some say her mother's ghost still haunts the woods looking for the little girl, while others say it's the witch looking for more victims. If I were you, I'd go back to the farm and wait for the search party to bring her back.
I gave Mrs. Weaver my word. Besides, I just can't seem to get that girl out of my head. It's like I can feel her inside of me.
That's what she said.
She's got an infectious personality, I'll give her that. She has that effect on a lot of people around here. Now, I'll be honest with you. I don't much believe all this supernatural sleight of hand, but there is something unique about Robin. If you've your mind set on finding her, I'll help you in any way I can.
October 24th, 1863. The horrors of battle have followed me even to this remote corner of the war. I have been assigned to command a small group of soldiers into the woods of central Maryland to track down a band of rebel foragers that have been raiding small farms in the area. The troops I've been assigned seem to be good men at first glance, and God willing, I will prove a suitable officer to lead them. I almost hope that we find the rebels gone when we arrive in the woods. I'm not sure if I have the stomach for killing men after what I saw at Gettysburg.
Hey, Mosley, how well do you know this area anyway?
Well enough? Why?
'Cause I was hoping you could tell me where a smartly dressed Union enlisted man might meet some female company.
Skunk, the only ladies a man like you is gonna meet in this area are certainly smart enough to steer clear of you.
Maybe you're just jealous.
Quiet. What's up there, Lieutenant?
I'd say it's a group of rebels tearing up the tracks. Spread out, boys. I think we can take them.
Looks like it's time to whup us some rebels.
Keep quiet, Private. Take ambush positions and wait for me to begin firing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Look at that! We sure whooped them.
No officer here. Just a small raiding party. The rest will be hiding out in the woods.
Yes, I think...
There's another one! Get him!
You okay, boy? If I didn't know better, I'd say you'd seen a ghost.
Who are you?
My name is Steuben. I was just walking by on my way into town to buy some supplies when I nearly stumbled over you.
Who the hell could sleep on that thing?
Are you all right?
I think so. Yes.
What is your name?
Lazarus. Call me Lazarus.
Like the man who rose from the dead, huh? Interesting name. So what are you doing out here by this old railroad crossing?
I was on my way into the woods to search for the Weaver girl. Do you know about her?
I think everybody knows about her by now. Went missing in the woods. I ran into Parson Vance and his search party on their way into the woods to look for her. So you're heading out there too? Well, the sun's about to set. Hope you're planning on spending the night.
What do you know about the woods?
Well, for starters, I live out there. I built myself a house back past the old cemetery when I first moved to this area. I don't like people much. And the woods are, well, they're peaceful. And most people don't have use for an old blind man. And an immigrant at that.
Blind?
Just like a bat, I'm afraid. But if you're heading into those woods, I'm the man to ask if you want to know anything.
Have you run across the Weaver girl?
No, not since she disappeared. She sometimes came to play out by my house. And she sure is sweet little girl. Always brought me flowers. If she comes by the house door, you can bet I'll be sure to send her right home. That sounds like the Weaver girl. Maybe you won't have to spend the night in those woods after all.
Robin, wait.
Get him!
Got 3 more! This mission will be over before we know it.
Still no officer. This could be the last of them. They'd have to have a commander somewhere nearby leading the raids.
I'll check the bodies for information and ammunition. You keep an eye out for more rebels.
Yes, sir.
Anything, sir?
Just a few mini balls and some powder. These men have very few possessions. All right, let's move out.
What was that?
Sounds like rocks.
I don't see nothing.
It's a damn bird.
All right, let's go. Robin. Where are you?
Good evening. I am Dr. Tinderschloss.
Get him!
I'm not finished here yet.
There he goes!
I see him!
Over here, Lieutenant.
Don't let it get me! It's gonna kill us all! These damn woods are alive! Ah!
You must stop her. See the unseen. Don't let her drain the blood. The sticks are the key to your sight. Stop her!
What the hell was that, Lieutenant? What was that voice?
She was talking to you, Lieutenant. What the hell was that all about?
Shut up! All of you!
You go to hell, Newhouse. That wasn't anything natural, and it was talking to the lieutenant here. What the hell was that?
I told you to shut up!
Lieutenant? What the hell was that, sir?
I don't need to go back that way. I don't need to go back that way.
Careful, don't fall now.
All right. Let's rest here for a minute. October 24th, 1863. Dearest Anne, the strangest and most frightening thing has happened since my last entry. We encountered a group of rebel sappers attempting to tear up a section of rail outside of Burkittsville, and we were forced to dispatch them. We saw another of them running into the woods and gave chase, but upon entering the wood, all became chaos as my men scattered to the four winds. We eventually came upon a wild-eyed rebel and were confronted with something I cannot begin to describe. It was as if the hand of pure evil came upon the man and spoke to us in a most frightening voice with a warning directed at me. It spoke of a girl and entreated me to stop her from doing something most dire. The man then fell to the earth, dead on the spot. My men were shocked by the experience, and I confess myself that I have no idea what to make of it.
What are you writing there, Lieutenant?
Writing a book, sir?
This is a journal I'm writing to my fiancée back home. I'm not very good at writing letters, so I collect my thoughts here, and when the book is full, I'll send it off to her.
What's her name? Your fiancée, I mean.
Anne. Anne Forrester.
That's a pretty name. I bet she's beautiful.
The most beautiful woman in the whole state of New York.
Sir, I have to ask, what the hell do you think that was back there? That rebel, he seemed like he was under the control of the devil himself. And that voice.
These woods are alive, that's why. Can't you feel it?
Ah, nonsense. That rebel was just crazy from fever. What's the matter? Couldn't you see it?
The locals told me stories about this place. About it being a place of evil. And now I know they were right.
What was that?
It came from across the creek.
I'll check it out.
God, what the hell is it? Does anyone see Newhouse?
Newhouse is gone. Christ is gone. I think that did it. Let's get across the creek before it comes back.
Does anyone see him?
He's not coming back, sir. I think we better move on.
I believe you're right. Let's move up the trail a bit and set up camp for the night. In the morning, we'll make our way back to town.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.